Welcome to the Literary Titan podcast. In every episode, we dive into a book we've just read and share our thoughts, from best-selling authors to rising literary stars. We read it. Now let's talk about it.
The Last Expression, Return of the King, by Aaron Woodson, reads like a sprawling personal testimony, part poetry collection, part spiritual journal, part self-declaration. Across dozens of short pieces, Woodson moves through faith, masculinity, Black identity, romance, rejection, grief, ambition, family, and the hunger to be seen. The book opens with an almost defiant sense of arrival in Set the Tone and Mission First, then keeps widening its emotional field through pieces like Aloud, Therapy, Renaissance Man, The Year of Goodbyes, God's Face, Future King, and Pouring Out My Heart This Time Around. What holds it all together is the author's insistence that life, even when bruising or messy, is still charged with purpose and divine possibility. Woodson writes with the energy of someone speaking from a stage, a pew, a text thread, and a private notebook all at once. There's a looseness to the style that can be uneven, but it also gives the work its heartbeat. In Therapy, for instance, the speaker wrestles with rage, shame, spiritual warfare, and the ache of wanting love and protection, and the piece becomes less a polished poem than a release valve. I found that honesty moving. The best moments arrive when the bravado softens and something tender slips through, as in The Year of Goodbyes, where loss lingers like residue, or I don't care, never mind, I do care, where emotional fatigue gives way to a real desire to keep showing up for people. Those passages have a bruised sincerity that stayed with me. I also found myself thinking a lot about the ideas in the book, especially the tension between confidence and vulnerability. Woodson often writes from a kingly posture, leaning into words like purpose, mission, authority, legacy, and crown. But beneath that public strength is a man trying to understand pain, rejection, desire, and responsibility. Sometimes the romantic and gender-focused pieces feel more complicated, even thorny, because they carry frustration alongside longing. That tension made the book feel relatable to me. The religious conviction is unmistakable and sometimes thunderous, but it's strongest when it becomes personal rather than purely declarative. When faith isn't just a banner being waved, but a hand reaching through grief, temptation, loneliness, and self-correction. By the end, I felt I had spent time with a voice that's messy, passionate, searching, funny, wounded, and deeply certain that God is at the center of the story. The writing could benefit from more restraint and refinement in places, but its rawness is also part of its appeal, giving the collection the texture of a living conversation rather than a carefully sealed artifact. This is a book for readers who enjoy spiritually driven personal reflections, spoken word style poetry, and candid meditations on manhood, resilience, faith, love, and self-worth. I'd recommend it especially to readers who don't need every line polished smooth, but who want to feel the heat of a writer pouring himself onto the page with urgency, conviction, and an open heart.
Thanks for joining us on the Literary Titan podcast. If today's review sparked your interest, be sure to pick up a copy of the book and experience it for yourself. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, or share it with a fellow book lover. Until next time, keep reading, not just to escape, but to grow.